स्वागत है स्टेप अहेड इंडिया के यूट्यूब चैनल पे। मैं हूँ सरस्वती और आज हम बात करेंगे एक न्यू फेलोशिप अपॉर्चुनिटी के बारे में जिसका नाम है एम्बार्क इंडिया डेवलपमेंट फेलोशिप। तो उसके एप्लीकेशंस आउट हो चुके हैं और उसके अप्लाई करने का लास्ट डेट 19 अक्टूबर 2025 है। सो आज हमारे साथ प्रोजेक्ट टीम से जो गेस्ट जुड़े हैं डॉक्टर बसवराजू सर और डॉक्टर तानिया। आई वेलकम यू बोथ।
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद सभी को।
जी, तो एस्पिरेंट्स मैं आज जो हमारे साथ स्पीकर्स हैं उनके बारे में थोड़ा ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन दे देती हूँ। तो आज हमारे साथ है डॉक्टर बसवराजू सर। सो वो एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर है ग्राम के और उसके साथ ही प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्टर है एम्बार्क इंडिया डेवलपमेंट फेलोशिप के। सर के पास 2 डिकेड से ज़्यादा वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है गवर्नेंस में, एजुकेशन में, लाइवलीहुड एंड स्किल डेवलपमेंट में। उसके साथ ही सर ने नेशनल और स्टेट लेवल पर कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट पॉलिसीज एंड रिपोर्ट्स भी लिखे हैं एंड सिविल सर्वेंट्स को ट्रेन भी किया है अक्रॉस इंडिया। वी आर रियली हैप्पी टू हैविंग यू सर।
माय प्लेजर, थैंक यू सो मच।
अभी बात करते हैं हमारे दूसरे स्पीकर की, डॉक्टर तानिया। तो डॉक्टर तानिया जो है ग्राम में रिसर्च फेलो और प्रोजेक्ट लीड है और इस फेलोशिप की प्रोजेक्ट लीड एक्चुअली। उनका बैकग्राउंड सोशल वर्क रिसर्च में रहा है जिसमें उन्होंने जेंडर, हेल्थ, एजुकेशन और सस्टेनेबल लाइवलीहुड पे काम किया है। उनके पास 8 साल से ज्यादा का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है। सो आई वेलकम यू तानिया अगेन।
थैंक यू सो मच।
सो आप सभी का वेलकम है। ड्यूरिंग द डिस्कशन आपके जो भी रिलेवेंट डाउट्स क्वेश्चंस होंगे हम जरूर लेंगे। आपसे एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है, रिलेवेंट क्वेश्चन पूछिएगा और क्योंकि हमारे पास स्पेशल गेस्ट है तो आप ये बेनिफिट उठा सकते हैं कि आपके जो भी रिलेवेंट डाउट्स है आपके वो क्वेश्चंस आंसर यहाँ पे हो जाएंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द डिस्कशन। चलिए हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले डॉक्टर बसवराजू सर मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ कि ग्राम एग्जैक्ट जो ग्राम फाउंडेशन है उसके बारे में एंड आप कब से यहाँ पे है, क्या वर्क करता है ये, कैन यू प्लीज टेल अस।
ठीक है, थैंक यू। ग्राम का पूरा एक्सपेंशन है ग्रास रूट्स रिसर्च एंड एडवोकेसी मूवमेंट। So as we the policy making in our country, so although it is expected to be evidence based, most of the times the eminence take the charge over the evidences. That's one reason why we thought about GRAAM. The second reason is the voice of the people, voice of the community who are most marginalized. Their voice required to be embodied in the process of policy making. So how we include that voice scientifically through a scientific research and a systematic process, that is something, in fact, I would say the research question we kept for GRAAM when we thought about GRAAM. So now it's 13 years journey. So GRAAM is enduring to do that, include the most marginalized voice in the research we do, the evaluation we conduct, the policy engagement activities we work with government. So we're trying to do that. And GRAAM's work, I'm very happy to share, that contributed in communicating all these things to the policy makers effectively. They've also looked at our recommendations quite positively. GRAAM has been invited by various governments to provide policy recommendations. Not only that, to author vision documents for the state governments and also the policy recommendation to the central government, also authoring various strategic focus documents and policy documents directly. It's kind of helping us to communicate the people's needs, the realities, the grassroots realities to the policymakers directly through our research and evaluation. Apart from that, we also implement action research programs. That is something I would say we do it more for the impact, the creating development models, and more than that, to understand from the community, to learn from the community. That is something like a laboratory GRAAM keep doing. That through these various action research programs, we learn and enhance our knowledge about the community, what works in the community. This also helps us to make our recommendations quite pragmatic and practical when we do a large scale evaluation. So at GRAAM, we are constantly trying to do impact at the macro level, policy level, working with the policy institutions. At the same time, be there at the grassroots, be with the people, learn from them, and communicate the grassroots realities. Apart from that, we do community engagement activities. So I'm very happy to share with you all what was started in Karnataka in 2011, now spread across the country. We have a research and activity footprint in over 20 states and union territories of India. So we are closely working with Government of India's various policy institutions, including Niti Aayog, Development Monitoring and Evaluation Office, etc. We are one of the knowledge partner with Niti DME who signed an SOI with an organization. So we collaborated with NITI in now implementing various national level monitoring, evaluation, learning conferences, and knowledge dissemination events. This is something briefly I would say from the grassroots to the policy level where GRAAM and GRAAM team has engaged and doing its bit.
That's really great to know the work of the GRAAM, sir. Thank you so much for sharing this. So, uh, सर एक बस एक कंसर्न एस्पिरेंट्स का आ रहा है दैट वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर कैन यू जस्ट like can you just speak loudly so that it will be helpful for the
ठीक है
aspirants.
ठीक है मैं कोशिश करूंगा अभी तो बेहतर
हाँ
है क्या
अभी बेटर है सर ओके. Okay, so just move forward and Dr. Tania, we wanted to know about the Embark India Development Fellowship. Overview and with that the program structure, location, duration, stipend, accommodation and other allowances.
जी थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. तो ये जो एम्बार्क इंडिया डेवलपमेंट फेलोशिप है, दिस इज एन 18 month प्रोग्राम. और ये हम हमारे जो एप्लीकेंट्स हैं या हमारा जो प्रोफाइल हम देखना चाहते हैं, इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ पैन इंडिया प्रोफाइल. दिस इज नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू एनी पर्टिकुलर स्टेट और रीजन ऑफ द कंट्री. हम सारे स्टेट से एप्लीकेंट्स को इनवाइट करते हैं. सर्टेन एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया है डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि इस फेलोशिप का जो मुख्य ऑब्जेक्टिव है इज टू गिव द यूथ अ चांस or young professionals a chance to be part of government and to engage very actively in developing innovative solutions through research or through analyzing program and policy challenges and contribute to the respective departments that they will be working with. तो यहाँ पे वी आर लुकिंग एट 3 कैटेगरीज ऑफ एप्लीकेंट्स. हमारे जो सबसे पहले कैटेगरी होगा ये हमारे फ्रेशर्स रहेंगे या रीसेंट ग्रेजुएट्स हैं. हम उनको द यंग एस्पायरिंग गवर्नेंस प्रोफेशनल कह रहे हैं. तो ये जो प्रोफाइल है बेसिकली 23 से 25 इयर्स के प्रोफेशनल्स रहेंगे जिन्होंने अपना पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट किया है. और ये भी है कि वर्क एक्सपीरियंस इस कैटेगरी के लिए जरूरी नहीं है, इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी. हाउएवर अगर उन्होंने कई ऐसे शानदार इंटर्नशिप्स किए होंगे या फेलोशिप एक्सपीरियंस ला रहे हैं तो दैट विल डेफिनेटली गिव देम एन एडिशनल एडवांटेज. हमारी जो सेकंड कैटेगरी है यहाँ पे हम वर्क एक्सपीरियंस को थोड़ा सा प्रायोरिटी दे रहे हैं. 2 कैटेगरीज हैं. द फर्स्ट इज द सोशल सेक्टर कैटलिस्ट. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि हम इन प्रोफेशनल्स को टारगेट कर रहे हैं जो अपने अर्ली करियर स्टेजेस में हो, जिनके पास 3 years of work experience हो सोशल या डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर में. ये कोई भी सेक्टर में हो सकता है, चाहे हेल्थ हो, एजुकेशन, इंटरसेक्शंस भी हो सकते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ, एजुकेशन, लाइवलीहुड, स्किल डेवलपमेंट एटसेट्रा. कोई बैरियर्स नहीं है, कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं है. लेकिन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन इस स्ट्रीम में भी मैंडेटरी है. The discipline can be any discipline. We are not looking at specifically having the social sciences. They are welcome from any discipline, but they need to bring in 3 years of work experience in the social or development sector. This could be in research across non-profits, trusts, societies, academic institutions. We welcome them. हमारा जो फाइनल कैटेगरी है यहाँ पे हम कॉर्पोरेट ट्रांजिशनर्स को देखना चाहते हैं. We definitely recognize the value of individuals who bring in experience and are coming in from a non-development, non-social sector or non-governance policy background, but would like to explore career opportunities or like to grow in the space. So यहाँ पे minimum 5 years of work experience is mandatory. Again, a post-graduation degree mandatory है, and they can be from any discipline. In सारी categories में it is important that they have a passion for working with the government. If we are looking at the goals of our government for the next 10, 20 years, the next decades that are to come, We want youth and young professionals who are passionate about wanting to build these solutions in a collaborative mode with the departments and institutions they will be working with. Now, ये जो पूरा प्रोग्राम है, it is 18 months. तो हमने अब हमारा आउटरीच और एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस अभी जारी है. So our last date for receiving applications is 19th October 2025. However, we encourage all applicants to keep an eye out for the GRAAM page. आप GRAAM web page, LinkedIn page और हमारा website भी जरूर देखते रहिए. There all updates will be updated over there. हमारा जो प्रोग्राम स्ट्रक्चर है, इस इन 18 मंथ्स में हम पहले देयर विल बी अ वेरी रिगरस सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस. तो हमारे सारे एप्लीकेंट्स से हम 100 एप्लीकेंट्स को सिलेक्ट करने वाले हैं बाय द एंड ऑफ अक्टूबर, जिनको एक वर्चुअल बूट कैंप अटेंड करना होगा. ये मैंडेटरी है. ये बूट कैंप एक फाउंडेशनल कोर्स है 3 दिन का. It will be flexible in terms of, it will not be self-paced but flexible. We'll ensure that the hours of the sessions do not conflict with either education or work schedules. This will be a foundational course in understanding governance systems, governance structures, policy cycles and decision making, and an introduction to policy communication and research. इन 100 कैंडिडेट्स के असेसमेंट्स किए जाएंगे. हर जो हमारे जो फैसिलिटेटर्स हैं सेशंस के, वो एक छोटा सा असाइनमेंट देंगे और ये असाइनमेंट स्कोर किया जाएगा, और जिसके हिसाब से हम कैंडिडेट्स को रैंक करेंगे. इन 100 कैंडिडेट्स में से 40 कैंडिडेट्स शॉर्टलिस्ट किए जाएंगे who will move on to the next round in the month of November, end of November. इन 40 कैंडिडेट्स का एक इंटरव्यू होगा, जहां पे इन कैंडिडेट्स को अपना थीमेटिक इंटरेस्ट एरियाज, टेंटेटिव वर्क प्लान्स एंड एक प्रपोजल डेवलप करना होगा फॉर द एरियाज दैट दे वुड लाइक टू वर्क इन, एंड दे वुड हैव टू प्रेजेंट इट टू अ पैनल ऑफ एक्सपर्ट्स. तो इस इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस के दौरान वी विल बी असेसिंग देम ऑन ऑफ कोर्स एप्टीट्यूड, देयर परफॉर्मेंस ड्यूरिंग द वर्चुअल बूट कैंप, their sense of innovation and creativity that they're bringing, their foundational knowledge, और जो भी बैकग्राउंड एक्सपीरियंस है एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस के दौरान जो हम स्कोर करेंगे, वो सारा प्लस द परफॉर्मेंस इन द इंटरव्यू. तो ये सारे स्कोर्स हम मैप करेंगे. दे विल बी रैंक्ड एंड अकॉर्डिंगली द टॉप 20 विल बी सिलेक्टेड टू बी पार्ट ऑफ आवर फर्स्ट कोहॉर्ट. अब इन 20 फेलोज के साथ क्या किया जाएगा? Going forward, these are our Embark India Development Fellows. तो इनको in the month of January and February एक 30 days residential program attend करना होगा. ये in person रहेगा, और ये 30-day residential program will be covered by GRAAM. Candidates have to only arrive at the training location. Accommodation, logistics in terms of food and transport accommodation will all be taken care of by GRAAM. This is a 30-day intense training and skill building program. यहाँ पे उनके जो capacities हैं रिसर्च में, रिसर्च methodology, program evaluation और governance में जितने भी हम in-depth topics देख सकते हैं in terms of what these systems look like, how do we work with government and government systems, how do we work with large data sets, what are policies and how are they made, what does the cycle look like, how are they evaluated, what kind of frameworks do we use for evaluation. ये सारे topics we will be delving deeper into it. And this is also an exciting 30-day program क्योंकि ग्राम ने पहले कॉर्नेल यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ एक 3P प्रोग्राम डेवलप किया था. ये 3P प्रोग्राम का फुल फॉर्म है पॉलिसी एंड प्रोग्राम इवैल्यूएशन, पब्लिक पॉलिसी एंड प्रोग्राम एनालिसिस. जी, तो we will have an adapted module developed, a more expanded module that will be delivered in this 30-day program. पोस्ट ये 30-day प्रोग्राम मार्च में उनका 1-on-1 मेंटरशिप होगा ग्राम के भीतर, और हमारे जो सीनियर एक्सटर्नल कंसल्टेंट्स भी हैं, एक्सपर्ट्स अक्रॉस द गवर्नेंस, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड पॉलिसी सेक्टर्स, दे विल बी ऑनबोर्डेड टू मेंटर द फेलोज. ये मेंटरशिप के पीरियड के दौरान they will have to refine their research plan or their work plan that they will be undertaking in the government institutions or departments where they will be placed. This will be followed by a 6-month placement period. So we'll try and ensure alignment between interests, thematic areas, and government departments. And the fellowship placements will be from April 2026 to September. तो अप्रैल 2026 से लेकर सितंबर 2026 तक उनका प्लेसमेंट रहेगा न्यू दिल्ली में। ये पूरे
Okay.
प्लेसमेंट के दौरान ट्रेनिंग, रेसिडेंशियल, मेंटरशिप और ये 6 महीनों का जो प्लेसमेंट है, it will be financially supported through a stipend. Fellows will be drawing rupees 65,000 per month as stipend for these 9 months of their in-person engagement with us. And
Okay.
finally, post completion, we will have a national event, a national forum that we are looking at that will give these fellows an opportunity to present their work both to the government, larger society, as well as media. So this is what an overview of the Embark India Development Fellowship looks like.
सरस्वती जी, दो तीन बात मैं जुड़ना चाहता हूँ. So what
जी.
about what Tanya said? See, when it comes to the qualification, education qualification, we are getting a lot of inquiries. For especially for the social sector catalyst and the corporate change agents, those two streams basically. For
Yes.
them, why are we not? No, why can't we consider their experience over the qualification? But there, if they have done honors course, a 4 years degree or a 4 years professional courses, we are also thinking to consider. Then, if they have done a post graduation diplomas after doing their the graduation courses, that is also kind of being considered in the fellowship. That's something we know the interesting process. So along with what Daniel said, the interesting part there is the fellows would get a mentoring, the personal mentoring.
Yes.
It's not only GRAAM's internal research fellows and research cohort, but also the various sector-based experts, the professional experts. We are empaneling them as the mentors for this program. They get intense mentoring. So it's not that unlike many other fellowship, they'll not be left to do whatever they can do in the within the government. There'll be mentoring sessions. And what is interesting is we are now in the process of discussion with the government parallelly. So we are getting very encouraging and positive responses, wherein we are trying to get the policy challenge or a program challenge right at the beginning of the courses, so that when we are selecting the fellows, we also see their thematic expertise, their sector knowledge, so that we can align with the requirement expressed by the government department. So that when they right from the day one, our objective or expectation is they should get to utilize their time productively. They should work on a program challenges. And I want to remember what our Honorable Prime Minister said. I think our fellowship is designed completely in alignment with his call to the youth of this nation. He says when he was talking about the Viksit Bharat goals, he says the Amrit Kal is a golden opportunity for India's youth. The vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 is not just the government's responsibility. And he says it is the collective resolution of all 140 crore Indians. Our youth are the real architects of in this future. So we have taken the spirits and the directions for this fellowship from his thoughts and trying to create. So how we can really provide a platform for India's youth to express a solidarity with the governance and the development of this nation as a stakeholder.
थैंक यू सो मच बोथ ऑफ यू फॉर शेयरिंग इतना डिटेल में कि फेलोशिप का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, टाइमलाइन कैसी होने वाली है और सिलेक्शन तक और सिलेक्शन के बाद भी कैसा वर्क होने वाला है. रियली थैंक्स. एक रिलेवेंट क्वेश्चन है रिगार्डिंग द शॉर्ट लिस्टिंग एंड कम्युनिकेशन कि फॉर्म भरने के बाद से कब तक द एस्पिरेंट्स कैन एक्सपेक्ट द कम्युनिकेशन फ्रॉम द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड अगर कोई शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं होता है तो क्या उसका भी कम्युनिकेशन मिलेगा?
Ji, so right now, since our applications are open up till 19th October, all applicants can expect communication by the end of October. क्योंकि हाँ, तो ये सिलेक्शन फेज में उनका एक एडिशनल फेज रहेगा, जो भी शॉर्टलिस्टेड कैंडिडेट्स हैं उनको हमें एक एसओपी भेजना होगा, their statement of purpose. And these, since our application form is quite comprehensive at this stage, only shortlisted candidates who are selected for the virtual bootcamp in the month of November, they will be communicated at the end of October regarding their selection process.
Okay. Thank you so much for this clarification. Another doubt is regarding the work experience. One aspirant is asking, like, for the second category, he have 32 months work experience and 6 months paid internship. So, can he apply for the second category?
32 months work experience है क्या?
Yes, and उसके साथ 6 months का internship भी है, paid internship.
शायद नो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, अगर उनका एकेडमिक ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड अच्छा है तो फेलोशिप्स किया होगा तो शायद certainly we can consider it.
Yes. Yes. Another question is like, one person is from, I think, corporate, and he is saying that 7 years of work experience in sales and marketing, and he is interested to, join the social service and policy work. So, can he?
Yes, definitely. 7 years in the corporate field, he meets the minimum criteria for 5 years of work experience. We definitely encourage to.
And Jaswati ji, this fellowship in fact is exactly for those kind of professionals who are in
Okay.
different expertise, who want to transition into the social and policy sector. They want to take the responsibility of contributing towards development of the nation. That's something, and especially it's a wonderful opportunity for those who want to transition as a social entrepreneurs also.
Yes.
So, as Tanya explained in detail, there's a lot of orientation to them, right from the virtual boot camp to 30 days intense training program. Because I'm seeing these days, we also get a lot of internship requests and other requests at GRAAM. So just to get transition to the social sector or policy sector, we get many even experienced fellows who want to volunteer, come work, without expecting any remuneration, to get exposed so that they can transition into the social and policy sector. For especially those, it's a golden opportunity. Like it's not only opportunities being provided, an intense capacity building, mentoring, and along with the stipend. That is something this the specialty.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Also, one another question is, PG mandatory, post graduation is mandatory for apply, or?
जी, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन मैंडेटरी है, लेकिन जैसे सर ने कहा था कि अगर 4 ईयर डिग्री भी किया हो, ऑनर्स कोर्स किया हो एप्लीकेंट्स ने, तो वी आर ओपन टू कंसिडरिंग इट इफ इन एडिशन दे हैव अ पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट सर्टिफिकेट और अ डिप्लोमा, that would be an added advantage.
The additional skills, if they have done some additional courses, academic courses with some institutions or universities, and if they also have career experiences.
Thank you. Sure. One aspirant is asking regarding the application form filling query. She is saying that कि उसने form तो fill किया था, but उसके बाद एक और mail आया to refill the form with the new link. So जब वो open किया तो शायद वो कह रहा है कि already response record किया है. So can you just tell any number whom to connect with these queries?
नहीं, अभी तो हमारा नया फॉर्म लाइव है, हमारे वेबसाइट पे देख सकते हैं. See, क्योंकि we wanted some supplementary information from the candidates. That's the reason we have reached out to those who have already filled. That okay, those some of the supplementary informations that we require for which are essential, which can kind of give them additional opportunity to express. So we made the form little extensive. That's the reason only those candidates who initially filled the form for first 2 days, they are having to provide this additional information in the new form. So yeah.
जी, और वो हमें लिख भी सकती है. हमारा ईमेल आईडी है nationalfellowship@gram.org.in. यहाँ पे वो हमें एक ईमेल भी ड्रॉप कर सकती है, और साथ में हमारा वेब पेज भी है www.gram.org.in/national-fellowship. उसी वेब पेज पे she can see the details of the in case there's any assistance required, the email and the contact numbers to reach out to. तो हमें
Sure.
definitely दे सकती है and we shall resolve it.
Okay. We will share this mail ID and link with you later in the comment box or description box. You can check, guys. Okay. So let's move forward towards the selection process, application to selection part. So, Basavaraju sir, we wanted to know the application regarding the application form, virtual policy bootcamp, assessments, and interview part. What you are looking for, what do you think, and what guidance you wanted to give the aspirants?
Okay, you mean to say for the initial applicants for the to pass through the first phase?
या मतलब एप्लीकेशन से लेकर पूरा सिलेक्शन तक हर जो एक राउंड है उसके पीछे का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है एंड कैसे वो अपेयर कर सकते हैं क्या माइंडसेट एस्पिरेंट्स का होना चाहिए फॉर ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन एंड फेज
Okay, mindset simple hai. So how I can contribute to the national development goal of my country. So that is
या
one passion they need to carry. So entire other things we can try helping them to build. I always feel that only we need the passion and all the other things, the capacity development, it could be required skills, required knowledge that can be fulfilled through other training programs or the exposures we give. That is number one. Second thing is while in the initial phase, we look up into the all the whether they meet all the mandatory criteria, whether they have an edge over others. I encourage those who apply to give the maximum information possible. Number one, along with our form, we are also keeping up opportunity to upload their CV, the detailed curriculum vitae, wherein they can mention all the credentials they have, additional achievements they have done in their career. Especially, we are considering their social participation. In fact, as you know, one of the challenge we have in our country, and although we are a youthful nation, if you go through the recent youth development reports, the participation of youth in civic and political participation is unfortunately not that appreciable. So, those who have participated in such social engagements, it could be the simple things such as NCC, NSS in their college days. Subsequently, part of various social or development organizations, they have contributed their voluntary time or professional time. Third, it could be their participation in the unfortunate events like natural calamities, disasters, etc. If they have volunteered, contributed, they will certainly get more preference over the others. If they have done such participated in such social and developmental activities, we encourage them to mention that both in the form we are given those opportunities as well as in their CVs. So let them express who they are and what they are, and think that why they should be considered over others while for this kind of a fellowship. That's something I would strongly encourage. So it हमारा पहला round का reason है. Second thing is once they get shortlisted for the course, anyways they get an opportunity to participate in the virtual bootcamp. Virtual bootcamp, although it is for a capacity development, but it is also assessment process, a live assessment process we'll be doing. In fact, another thing I wanted to share, we are using a combination of both artificial intelligence and human intelligence for evaluating the fellows. Every fellow's application will be scrutinized very stringently. So third is in the participant, when they get to participate in the virtual capacity building sessions, their active participation is considered. The way they participate, ask questions, and take assignments and fulfill those assignments. So that will also be considered. So they need to be an ardent and attentive learner in that process. That's the quality we expect. And subsequently, so once they by the time they pass through these processes, I think they would have proved their mettle to come to the actual fellowship capacity development and placement phase.
Okay. All right. And any tips for the interview?
So the interview process is basically to understand critical thinking skills and analytical skills. तो यहाँ पे हमारे जो 40 कैंडिडेट्स शॉर्टलिस्ट होंगे इंटरव्यू के लिए, they will have to showcase themselves. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? उनका जो भी एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, they will have to highlight work that they've undertaken with the goal of contributing towards a larger society. If they've ever worked on projects, this could be as small as a piece of writing, a publication, a volunteering opportunity, an internship that they've taken that has actively contributed towards the development of social sector. They should highlight all of that. But more importantly, interview के दौरान they will have to come to us with a proposal. एम्बार्क इंडिया डेवलपमेंट फेलो होने के नाते वो क्या करना चाहेंगे उनके थीमेटिक इंटरेस्ट एरियाज में, व्हाट कैन दे ब्रिंग टू द टेबल. So here we will definitely at the time of the interview, scheduling interviews, we will put out a structure and a template for all of the shortlisted candidates, interviewees to fill and prepare their respective work proposals. यहाँ पे they can choose their respective thematic interest areas. They can identify program areas that they would like to work in and also identify opportunities and the skills that they bring that would help them answer certain burning questions or urgent issues that the country is facing in their specific thematic areas of interest, and how would they go about tackling or addressing these issues primarily through research. But if they bring in any other innovative solution, we're definitely open to that as well.
Okay, I think this is helpful. Okay. So let's jump to the roles and responsibilities. वैसे तो information बसवराजू सर ने already share की है, but still the working structure, reporting system, key stakeholders will be helpful for the applicants to apply and again understand the role more. इससे जुड़ा एक क्वेश्चन भी आया है सर, मैं एक क्वेश्चन लेना चाहूंगी. क्या एप्लीकेंट मतलब जो भी सिलेक्ट होंगे फेलोज उनको उनका रिसर्च इंडिपेंडेंटली करना होगा या टीम उनको प्रोवाइड करेगी जो रिसर्च एरिया है? या
जैसा हमने बताया एक फेलोशिप प्लेसमेंट 6 महीने का है, so they'll only get 6 months time to participate, and there will be a mentoring from the governance system also, within the probably from the department where they get positioned or placed, they'll also be internal mentoring. So ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, so they need to do a research utilizing the existing secondary data and information, and we can also supplement with other researchers that GRAAM has done in-house, various policy and program evaluations we have conducted. That is how we give them insights and inputs from, number one. Second thing is that there is no depth for data these days. If you go to open data portal, we have it's also a lot of other data sets available. So utilizing that, they need to make a meaningful analysis and find out what could be the solutions for the development or policy problem they get. So, and as I said, if they are expected to go to the field for doing their research, that will be further facilitated later. So, but we are envisaging not that kind of a large scale data collection, engaging the data collection or other teams. It is basically so to utilizing the secondary data available.
जी. And to add to that, जैसे हमने कहा है with regard to roles and responsibilities, definitely we are expecting attendance, whether it's the virtual boot camps, shortlisting being available, if they're shortlisted for the interviews, और जो 30 दिन का residential training program भी है, सारे shortlisted candidates के लिए attendance mandatory है. और इससे ज़्यादा हमारे जो mentorship sessions schedule होंगे रेसिडेंशियल ट्रेनिंग के बाद, वन ऑन वन जो मेंटरशिप सेशंस शेड्यूल होंगे उनके लिए भी वो सेशंस भी अटेंड करना मैंडेटरी होगा उनके लिए. सारे अटेंडेंस डिटेल्स रिकॉर्ड किए जाएंगे, प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट्स भी बनाएंगे हम. हर एक फेलो का एक प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट बनेगा इस पूरे फेलोशिप के दौरान. साथ में जैसे सर ने कहा, ग्राम की तरफ से एक मेंटर रहेगा और जो भी डिपार्टमेंट या इंस्टीट्यूशन में उनका प्लेसमेंट होगा वहां से भी देयर विल बी a supervisor/mentor that will be assigned. तो यहीं से उनको गाइडेंस दिया जाएगा that if this is a specific area that they are working on, GRAAM will ensure that the mentor that is assigned also has the same expertise and experience.
And they'll also be expected to write continuously. So throughout the fellowship, they keep learning and they have to keep sharing it. We expect them to write, the popular newspaper articles or a blog articles. The GRAAM blog will be, provided to them. Opportunity will be provided to them to write, author their learning, etc. So those responsibilities they have to fulfill, and they have to complete the fellowship. They'll have to give the letter of commitment that they'll completely participate in the fellowship. There'll be such administrative processes we are going to follow. They have to participate for the full length. As we said, the opportunity is only now available for 20 candidates. So
Yeah.
many people waiting for such opportunities. So they cannot disadvantage others by discontinuing in between. They should make up their mind very clearly. We are very announcing the timelines so that they need to give that commitment to participate in the fellowship fully until they share their paper in the national symposium. So they have to do.
Okay, sure. So I think we have talked enough regarding the professional development and mentorship and all those things. Let's jump towards the career pathways after this fellowship. And aspirants also interested to know after what after the fellowship, what support they will get. Yes, please.
Yes. So, as we have mentioned, our webpage is also very clear. The Embark India Development Fellowship is a fellowship opportunity, a research-based and evidence led research opportunity for young professionals to not only get a taste of what it's like to work very closely within government systems, but also to understand where and how they can contribute to the entire process. तो ये हमारा मकसद, ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव काफी क्लियर है कि दिस इज अ टाइम बाउंड प्रोग्राम. अपॉर्चुनिटी और फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट 9 महीने का है, जहां पे दे विल गेट 65,000 फॉर द पीरियड ऑफ रेसिडेंशियल ट्रेनिंग टू मेंटरशिप थ्रू द प्लेसमेंट. अभी इसके आगे डेफिनेटली देयर इज नो प्रॉमिस ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज, नॉट फुल टाइम एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड डेफिनेटली नॉट विद इन द गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम. So then, what exactly then would be the motivation, right? This is an opportunity for fellows to connect, to build skills, उनके skills, capacities को बेहतर बनाने के लिए, understand the profile and the skill sets required to work within the domain of public policy, governance and administration. और साथ में the exposure that they get to the network of mentors, फैसिलिटेटर्स. ये जो 30 डेज रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम है, काफी एक्सपर्ट्स आएंगे उनको सिखाने, पढ़ाने, गाइड करने, और डिपार्टमेंट के थ्रू से भी जो भी रिसर्च दे विल बी अंडरटेकिंग, वहां के मेंटर्स, वहां के सुपरवाइजर्स, उनके नेटवर्क्स डेफिनेटली बढ़ेंगे. टू, इन टर्म्स ऑफ द नेशनल सिंपोजियम, ये उनके लिए एक प्लेटफॉर्म रहेगा. जो भी उन्होंने रिसर्च किया है, जो भी उन्होंने लिखा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ नॉलेज आउटपुट्स, ये शायद ब्लॉग पोस्ट हो या वर्किंग पेपर हो, या फिर उन्होंने कोई भी रिसर्च आर्टिकल जमा की होगी इन 6 महीनों में, ये उनके लिए एक मकसद रहेगा, एक अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगा, जहाँ पे वो एक नेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पे ये प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. और ये नेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म में हम गवर्नमेंट, उनके जो सुपरवाइजर्स, मेंटर्स और डिपार्टमेंट्स, होस्ट डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, वो तो जरूर आएंगे, बट डेफिनेटली वी आर आल्सो गोइंग टू बी लुकिंग एट administrators, experts, policy experts who will come, give them a hear, like they will listen to them, give them a good and fair hearing, and if there are viable, solutions that can be taken up, this is a good chance for the fellows to be able to present what, will work based on the evidence that they've gathered.
सरस्वती जी, मैं यकीन के साथ कह सकता हूँ, with the kind of learning they get, with the kind of exposure they gather through this program, the rare opportunity. So we have tried
Yes.
to build everything possible in this fellowship, from capacity building to grassroots exposure to mentoring to writing, facilitating them to write, all these things. I'm sure they'll be employable, number one. And this country certainly needs talent, and agencies like GRAAM. In fact, if you look at the recent statistics, India is the third largest country in terms of number of think tanks being,
Yeah.
upcoming think tanks. So there are more research organizations, more think tanks are coming up in India. All of them need a talent like this who pass through this kind of fellowship. So I'm sure they should not, they need not worry about the employment opportunity they get.
Definitely, sir, definitely. With a lot of, capacity building training, sessions, mentorship, आई थिंक एस्पिरेंट्स खुद ही इतने कैपेबल हो जाएंगे वो खुद ही फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे कोई भी बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी खुद के लिए एक क्वेश्चन और है ट्रेनिंग कहाँ कौन से लोकेशन पे कंडक्ट होने वाली है जो
ट्रेनिंग,
रेसिडेंशियल ट्रेनिंग है
रेसिडेंशियल ट्रेनिंग दिल्ली में होगा। सो
ओके
शायद अभी तो बातचीत चल रहा है इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में या दूसरे और इंस्टीट्यूशंस में, सर्टेनली वहाँ होगा।
And one question is regarding the stipend and other benefits like TADA is available or सिर्फ stipend मिलेगा?
So as we said, so they are positioned in Delhi. So we are not envisaging a lot of travel for them other than going to those offices, etc. So they'll get the fixed stipend that is inclusive of everything.
Okay.
So that's one. One, if they sent by the department, respective department or agencies on a field mission, so it depends the provisions of the department. Then that's something we have to look for.
एक कंफ्यूजन एस्पिरेंट्स का दिख रहा है जैसे कि मैं कमेंट्स देख पा रही हूँ रिगार्डिंग द एलिजिबिलिटी रिगार्डिंग द एज अगेन वी हैव मेंशन्ड इन द अर्लियर बट स्टिल रिगार्डिंग द पीजी एंड ग्रेजुएशन रिगार्डिंग द वर्क एक्सपीरियंस कैन वी जस्ट ब्रीफली थोड़ा सा अगर रिपीट कर सकते हैं सो इट विल बी हेल्पफुल
Preferably, as we have put, it is post-graduation is the minimum required qualification. But having said that, I clarified earlier that if they have done professional courses, the 4 years courses, say engineering, say other honors courses, law, such courses, so they have fulfilled that 4 years criteria, so they can also apply. It will be considered. Apart from that, if they have done PG diplomas, additional academic courses, so they can also consider to apply. If they have only the graduations, these things will also be considered on par with the 4 year courses. So that's something. However, it's a competitive process, right? If we get more the postgraduates with all other skills, they'll be considered. So, but you don't have to worry about that. As I said earlier, you also mentioned about your other skills, the competences, the knowledge you have got. That's something give an edge over others to get into the fellowship.
और डेफिनेटली एज लिमिट है जैसे मैंने कहा था कि फ्रेशर्स के लिए हम 23 से 25 साल तक हमने एज रेंज रखा है विच इज 23 to 25 years as of 1st January 2026. So as of 1st January 2026 अगर वो 23 और 25 के भीतर आ रहे हैं they can apply. सेकेंड सोशल सेक्टर कैटलिस्ट जिनका 3 साल वर्क एक्सपीरियंस मैंडेटरी है अगेन जैसे हमने कहा था इफ दे हैव 32 months 31 months and they have good paid internships or past fellowship experiences they can also apply. यहाँ we are looking at 26 से लेके 35 तक so 26 to 35 years. Similarly corporate change agents का भी एज रेंज वही है 26 से लेके 35 तक 26 to 35 years and they need a minimum of 5 years of work experience. Again, if they're falling short of just 5 but they have good fellowships or past internships or good volunteering opportunities then they can take that up as well.
Sure. Thank you so much. This is very helpful. So, Basavaraju sir, any last thought, any last message for the upcoming batch and future applicants?
Okay. So, I'm sorry, युवा को ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ. Like first, invest your initial part of career for gaining more exposures, experiences. In fact, that's not the spend; it's an investment. It's a huge investment you are making to play a long-term career in the sector actually. So you are here to run a marathon, number one, and more importantly to contribute our bit to the nation's development. So come with that intention and attitude. So then rest will be taken care in this fellowship. So that's what a few thoughts to the youth.
Thank you. Any thought, Tanya?
Yes, I would just encourage the youth to take this as a good लर्निंग कम प्रैक्टिस अपॉर्चुनिटी। ये काफी रेयर है कि एक फेलोशिप हमें दोनों देता है, जहाँ पे दे विल गेट बोथ इंटेंस ट्रेनिंग प्लस उनका प्लेसमेंट होगा 6 महीने के लिए, वेयर दे कैन अप्लाई दोज लर्निंग्स। तो ये दिस इज नॉट जस्ट अ नॉलेज ट्रांसफर अपॉर्चुनिटी, this is definitely build skill, build knowledge, and then apply it. And this is an opportunity to, if you have a budding idea, if you've been thinking about something in your sector and you say, okay, this is something I want to explore further, experiment, build, test, this is a good opportunity for the youth to do that.
And moreover, it's a platform for all the innovation and new ideas they bring in. Many a times I've seen this. They say, "Sir, I have interesting idea. I have a lot of inputs to give, but where to reach? Where's the platform to?"
Yes.
I think for those kind of youth, here's a platform. They are probably in the best possible center to express their views, ideas, and opinion. There are people to listen to their new ideas and thoughts. I think that way it's a huge opportunity.
Thank you so much. Any last question, everyone? We are into the last segment. अगर कोई लास्ट क्वेश्चन है, मैं फिर से बता दे रही हूँ, एप्लीकेशन से जुड़ी या फिर किसी भी अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है फॉर द टीम, वी विल शेयर द मेल आईडी एंड एप्लीकेशन लिंक इन द कमेंट बॉक्स और डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स, प्लीज चेक। इसके साथ ही कोई और क्वेश्चन है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं। एंड अगर स्टेप अहेड के साथ आपको कनेक्ट होना है तो आपको हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पे हमारा जो फोन नंबर है वो मिल जाएगा, यू कैन कनेक्ट विद अस। एनी लास्ट मैसेज फॉर द स्टेप अहेड एंड इट्स कम्युनिटी, डॉक्टर बसराजू सर?
In fact, I'm aware one of my close associate, Mr. Alok, has shared about your daily work you are doing, and after that, I've also gone through the work, and I've been following your activities. I think this is, in fact, nothing better than giving platforms and opportunities we can give to the youth of this country. I think rest will be taken care. Right? This reminds me, your work reminds me, Swami Vivekananda's thought when he came from Chicago. So many journalists asked him, "So what is the difference, Swamiji, you saw in your, during your days in the West, and what is your thought for the country?" He says, "I think so. The education is the only requirement that required to be given to the people of the country. Then, as a consequence of it, so other things will automatically start happening." So I think similarly, it's a knowledge, it's an opportunity, it's a platform that required to be given to our youth, and I think rest they'll take care. Rest they are capable to exhibit their potential and harness their the strength. I think in that way you're doing an excellent job giving all this platform, and thank you so much. Please continue what you're doing in the much more spirit.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, our team is very dedicated and really happy to help all the aspirants as well. Because Step Ahead India जो है अलग-अलग social sector opportunities, not only fellowships, there are some internship opportunities, young professional opportunities, and NGO job opportunities. So we create the awareness among the people. एंड उसके साथ ही जो मेंटरशिप सपोर्ट है, इफ देर इज समवन हु इज टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटीज हु डोंट नो हाउ टू अप्लाई, एसओपी कैसे लिखना है, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को कैसे एड्रेस किया जा सकता है, बिकॉज पीपल रियली डोंट नो अबाउट दीज अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो अभी इमर्जिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, राइज हो रहा है, जो भी मिनिस्ट्रीज है वो यंग प्रोफेशनल्स हायर करती है या फिर थिंक टैंक्स, एज यू सेड करेक्टली, बहुत सारे अपॉर्चुनिटी सोशल सेक्टर में आ रही है बट उसके बारे में अवेयरनेस नहीं है, and not only awareness, they even don't know how to prepare for it. So we are there to help them, we are there to give them a hand to come in this sector, we are there to help them. So aspirants, अगर आप न्यू है चैनल पे तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा, क्योंकि ऐसी ही बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको आगे भी मिलेगी। एंड इसके साथ ही आपको जो भी न्यू अपडेट्स रिगार्डिंग दिस फेलोशिप, यू कैन फॉलो द पेज ऑफ ग्राम एंड यू कैन जस्ट लिंक्डइन पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे आप फॉलो कर सकते हैं। ओके, और भी कोई इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन इस फेलोशिप के रिगार्डिंग आएगी, हम भी अपने लिंक्डइन पे पोस्ट करेंगे। फॉर एनी सपोर्ट यू कैन रीच आउट टू अस, फोन नंबर आपको यूट्यूब चैनल पे मिल जाएगा। एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कनेक्टिंग, एंड ऑल्सो डोंट फॉरगेट टू शेयर एंड लाइक द वीडियो। Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much, Dr. Basavaraju sir.
Thank you so much.